Thanks, Clayton. Flags were burned. Donald Trump supporters were assaulted in San Jose on Thursday night. Now, Hillary Clinton has condemned the violence, but she has also blamed Trump for it. Watch this.
I condemn all violence in our political arena. I condemned it when Donald Trump was inciting it and congratulating people who were engaging in it. I condemn it by those who are taking violent protests to physical assault against Donald Trump. This has to end. He set a very bad example. He created an environment in which it seemed to be acceptable for someone running for president to be inciting violence, to be encouraging his supporters. Now we're seeing people who are against him responding in kind. It should all stop.
Okay, that's Hillary's view. Some on the left have actually encouraged rioting. One Vox editor tweeted this the other day, quote, "Advice, if Trump comes to your town, start a riot." That man was suspended, but there wasn't much outrage about it. Why? Joining us now to discuss is the mayor of Miami Beach, Florida, and a Hillary Clinton supporter and a frequent guest on the show, supporter Phil Levine. Mr. Mayor, it's great to see you.
Thank you.
So it's a little much to blame Donald Trump for the violence of people who support Hillary Clinton or Bernie Sanders, isn't it?
Absolutely. Tucker, let me say this. As a mayor, the most important thing is public safety, making sure your citizens, your residents are safe. Everybody needs to condemn violence. There's no place for this in our political discourse. I mean, obviously, this is a very contentious election. I'm sure we're going to see this all across the country. I call upon my fellow mayors. I call upon all the contenders in this presidential race to condemn violence during all these political rallies and all these events.
Good for you. What you didn't hear anybody mention in the press for some reason is the nature of these protests. They weren't just against Trump, they were against America. Burning American flags, waving Mexican flags, chanting, "Make California Mexico again." Why doesn't someone stand up and say, no, this is America. If you don't like it, leave. Stop waving the flags of foreign countries. What is this?
Right. You know, Tucker, I think everyone has a freedom of speech. There's no question about that. But freedom of speech does not mean that you can hurt anybody, that you can threaten anybody, and that needs to be eliminated from this entire process.
Well, but I'm not contesting their right to be anti-American. I'm just saying that people in positions of authority ought to denounce it. Why aren't they?
No question about it. And that's why we think Donald Trump really should denounce it. I mean, he should come out there and say,
well, he denounces it all the time.
We should not have violence. I mean, listen.
No, but why waving Mexican flags?
Tucker, let me ask you a question.
Mexican
when
flag
he's saying something like beat the crap out of that protester, that's wrong. He shouldn't say that. He should condemn violence. Secretary Clinton is condemning violence.
No, I agree.
Senator Sanders is condemning
violence. That's an easy
Donald
call.
Trump needs to do that.
Do you think that protesters at anti-Trump rallies should wave Mexican flags?
You know, I think that if people have freedom of speech, they should do what they want.
What do you think of it?
But I think violence should be condemned.
I get it. I agree with you.
Let me say.
Slow down. What do you think of the waving of Mexican flags? Do you find that appealing?
I think that
what do you think that means?
I think that today is a sad day for all America. Muhammad Ali passed away, and being the mayor of Miami Beach, it's where he became the greatest in the world when he knocked out Sonny Liston. And one of the things he stood for was he was against violence. Violence in the ring, but outside the ring, he was not for violence.
Like Muhammad Ali, you are floating like a butterfly around my question.
But I'm like a bee.
Yeah, I'm impressed. Mr. Mayor, nice to see you.
Thank you so much, Tucker.
Thanks.